All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Summit. I'm Jacob. This is my brother,
Michael. How's it going?
We're the brothers behind Redemption Ride, and our mission is to...
Our mission is to share the message of redemption and empower individuals to overcome life's obstacles, unleashing their full potential.
You don't say.
All right, Jacob, what are the goods we have in store for today?
Oh, man, we got so many. First up, we're going to be following up on last week's Redemption Odyssey. So if you guys remember, we mentioned a cool victory by the Montreal Canadiens, but then mentioned something about the Montreal Alouettes. So we'll get right into that. Got my good old friend Matthew Hornibrook, who will be joining us on the show. You can't see him, but he's waving behind the camera right now. So hi, Matt. Say hi to you again in a few minutes. We have a special game in store for him as well, and we'll see how well he does. It's a little bit of a test. Got some more inside scoops for you guys about some new shirts, a pop-up shop, and more. So you'll want to watch to see what that ends up being.
Stay tuned.
All right, looking at my coffee-covered paper, today's Redemption Odyssey. Montreal Alouettes have won the Grey Cup. Grey Cup is back in Montreal for the first time since 2010. 2010 was the last time. Montreal Alouettes were the underdog in the East this season. They were definitely not the favorites. Most people did not believe in them. I had fun watching them all year. It was an up and down season, but they came through with the big dub. Let's throw out some dubs. There you go.
I don't know if you can see it behind my...
Probably not. But they came up with the big dub. Grey Cup is back in Montreal after a win over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So that's what's up. Also on other news in football area, l'Université de Montréal, they came home with the Vanier Cup this year. This is the first time since 1980 that the Vanier Cup and the Grey Cup have been won by the same city. Isn't that pretty
astonishing?
Cool? Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
So I just want to shout out to our Montreal football teams. What up?
What up? All right.
That's all I got. So should we talk to Matt now?
Let's bring in Matt.
All right, Matt. Woohoo! Everyone give Matt a round of applause.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go home now.
Okay. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming.
Do you have your You want your coffee?
I finished it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just finished mine too, actually.
Wow, we're 2 minutes in, and we finished the coffee already. However, we have been lolly-gallying around for for 45 minutes.
We don't dilly-dally here. We work.
Redemption.
Exactly.
I'm just joking. It was not that long.
All right. Well, Matt.
Hello.
Oh wait, we should introduce Matt.
Yeah, we have to find a way to how do we get to know Matt?
All right, first I'll introduce him from what I know him as.
All right.
You know, he's 6 foot, right?
Sure.
He's 6 foot from North Hadley, Quebec. Actually, should I tell your location to people? Probably not. He's 6 foot. And his name is Matthew Hornibrook, my longtime friend. Went to high school together. He's a university student currently, but also a businessman.
Correct.
You know, he's been around doing some things, making some money moves, and we're here to talk about it. The ups and the downs. Sometimes, you know, the downs hit pretty hard, and so we're gonna talk about that and redemption aspects of that and how to get back into the groove of things. So welcome to the show, Matt.
Should I be politically correct here, or?
Sure.
Then I'm a business person.
I
am not usually this politically correct.
All right.
White guys.
3 guys sitting on a couch.
About
3 inches
maybe 3 inches is generous. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, this is great. I love this. Okay.
All right. Yeah. In my head, I was brainstorming of a whole WWE introduction of like how to introduce. I was like weighing in at 180 pounds.
Minus 30.
150 pounds.
Yeah.
A man who needs no introduction.
I would definitely.
But got one anyways.
I definitely need an introduction.
But got one anyways.
I definitely need an introduction.
The business person himself, Matthew Hornibrook.
Woo.
Yeah.
Self promotion. Anyways.
All right.
Anything you need to clarify?
Well, many of people have seen that clip of toilet paper.
Cheers.
I am wearing something different. It is a different setup today. That was a blooper from a previously tried episode. It's not going to be airing. We didn't have enough time. I thought I'd just clear that out of the room. However, the idea still stands. So, or sits.
Oh.
Or rolls.
Anyways, so let's move into the interview for today.
Yeah.
All right. Matt, what does redemption mean to you? And what does it look like in your life?
Well, what is redemption, Jacob?
What is redemption to you? You're the guest.
Michael? No. I think it's a very Christian word. I think I know as someone who is someone that proclaims to be a Christian, and I would say I am a Christian. Then redemption is a significant word in my day-to-day life. But I think on a very plain reading of it, it is to make a comeback, to find. I think it's a story of the underdog. Essentially, it's like a fall from grace, and then and then you come back, right? And so, I think that redemption is a day-to-day process, and it is also a mental process of just coming back of like from your downs, and like if you stay in your lows, then you're in your lows. You're in the pits. So, but it all, it's like something interesting. I was researching this before coming on the podcast.
Did some homework.
I did because I had homework. And it was on this idea of locus of control. It's a marketing term. Well, it's in a marketing class, but basically it's the idea of where, like, okay, for example, here's a question to both of you guys.
All right.
How much control do you have over your business success? Is it pure luck? Is it all on you? Or where does it lie? If your business is to succeed, where is it?
I'll let Michael start. He had a good answer.
All right. So I would say there's definitely both involved in your business to succeed. I believe that if your business idea is like a good idea, because there are bad business ideas, if your business idea is a good idea and you put a lot of work into it, or at least, well, it depends your definition of a lot is, but like if you're like pouring into it and like really pushing it as much as you can, then it will succeed for sure. I think where the luck factor comes in is maybe the speed and the longevity of your business. Because, for example, say your business is you're a clothing brand, right? You make a couple hit T-shirts, and you're like, dang, that's cool. And then you got your T-shirt and it pops up everywhere, say on like TikTok, right? And everyone's like, wow, cool shirt, buying out. Lots of people are buying it, right? But especially on TikTok specifically, things get really popular and then they die out. Like not every video you make will be as successful as the next one, right?
Yeah, it's a trend.
Exactly, a very trendy site. So you might not always keep that, like, where am I going? You're not always going to
keep that momentum.
Yeah, keep that momentum and keep that kind of rolling. So it could stunt and it could stop. It could go down, or it could keep going up, you know? And I feel like that is mainly based on your work.
That's the exact example I was going to give, actually, was the fact that, like, yeah, on TikTok is a great example. You can put in so much work into your business, and I do believe what you put in is what you'll get out, for sure. But obviously, yeah, if you get a video that goes viral with a few million views and it boosts your orders like crazy, that could be a luck thing. I know there is strategy that goes into it, but we all know it could be a luck thing. So, yeah, good answer.
Do you think that there's a bit of a sense of, like, let's say it is you get really lucky and you hit the algorithm right on the head of the nail, or the head of the nail, and it blows up. Do you attribute that success to you because you're the one that built the business, you're the one that posted the ad, you're the one that has this, like, it's your t-shirt, it's your sales essentially, but it's the people buying it. And so then would you say that's more luck or more you because you're the starter, but like how do you internalize that?
I mean, I don't think it would happen without like you as the starter, but also wouldn't happen without the customers either, right? So give some credit to there as well, but it's also your product, the product that you have people believe in. So I don't know if that answers it at all. But.
Well, so basically the idea of locus of control is the internal locus of control essentially means that it's like it's all me. I'm like doing this. It's like success is on me, and then the external is it's all by chance. It's like it's all out there. I have no, I don't contribute to that at all. And so what the research shows is that you kind of need a bit of both, kind of like what you guys were saying essentially. And so, but you do need both. You need to have internalized that it is also your work and it's also a bit of luck, because the luck keeps you humble, but the work, it drives you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if it's all luck, then there's no purpose doing it. It's like, whoa, I won Royal Flush all the time. Like if you get Royal Flushes all the time, it's like you have no motivation. Yeah. I think the work really motivates people, but that's essentially what I mean. Like it's that internal locus of control. Coming back to redemption is you need both. You need that motivation, but there's also part of luck involved. But the luck, I'd say, is like many businesses, it's all about volume. You don't have enough clothes to kit out all of Sherbrooke because there's not enough people interested in your particular brand, and that goes for every single brand. So it's like a volume game. It's like you're trying to find those people. And it's kind of like, it's like, hey, this didn't work. Get up, rinse and repeat. Yeah. Obviously, don't rinse and repeat your toilet paper, but it works for like different ideas. So,
alrighty, I'll steal your joke and say that was a little bit of a poopy idea.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So then,
cracks me up.
Cool. So then when it comes to you and what you've done in just like your life and business and trying stuff out, I know like the toilet paper idea wasn't one you tried, but you've had many other ideas that you've tried stuff or you've started and you let it go because either you didn't see a future in it or for various other reasons. What's your mentality going through that when you're going through something and like I don't know, for me, I have a hard time to let something go. Like even if it's a bad business idea or something, I almost want to try to see it through just to prove that I was right. But that is not a good way to go, right? So how do you let something go, but then still pick yourself up and like be able to try something new? Like what's your mentality in that? And if you want to give examples, feel free.
I'd like to thank the people of Argentina. Shout out Andy. So basically, I think that like testing out ideas in general is like what to begin with is like what is our motivation, right? It's like what motivates me and you guys and y'all out there to like do what you do, right? Like if you're an accountant, like some people it's money.
Yep.
Some people it's like the intrinsic motivations to, like, why do people volunteer in general at a soup kitchen?
Are you asking us?
Yeah.
Sometimes, I guess some people will say because it feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Feels good.
Some people will say.
So does that mean that they're volunteering for selfish reasons?
I've always wondered. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about that too.
I mean, I'm sure there's definitely. Okay,
we're not questioning all soup kitchen workers.
No, of course not.
You guys are doing great work.
No, but there is definitely people who do it because maybe it's something they enjoy. right? Like just generally like maybe cooking, right? Soup kitchen. So yeah, I want to go cook. What better way to cook than to go help other people, right? There's also definitely people who maybe cooking's not necessarily their passion, but maybe their passion is mainly just helping people too. And then it's not always out of, like we were saying, it's not always out of just the feeling or wanting to do it, but it's just something they really enjoy doing.
Yeah. I think that's kind of like, yeah, I think it all starts with the motivation. It's like, if your motivation is purely to make money, or it's clout, or it's whatever, if you fail at making money, then you've tried like 4 different ideas, you could give up.
Mm-hmm.
But if your idea is to help people, I can go out today and help people.
Mm.
And that drive and motivation doesn't cease, because it's very easy to be successful at that. And so I think it really depends. Obviously, you need money in today's society to do things. So I'm not saying quit your jobs and go and,
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Go to
quit your job
and work at a soup kitchen. But like, you can do both. I think it's essentially it's like the motivation that drives you. And I think that you had that idea when starting Redemption, right? It's like you want to bring this idea of redemption and to help people achieve this, like getting out of this rut.
Yeah.
And that there is hope.
Yeah.
Involved in this world.
Yeah. Without hope, man, it's tough to live.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Oh, significantly.
Significant. It is.
Buzzwords.
So you're saying that you find a lot of your like where do you find your motivation to try something new when something might not go your way?
I just like thinking.
That's fair.
How many ideas have I pitched to you, Jacob?
Oh, many.
What's one that sticks out to you other than the toilet paper idea?
The toilet paper idea?
I have one off the top of my head that you might remember.
I'm trying to think of ideas. I know stuff you did, like the one that stuck out the most was how quickly you picked up the microgreens idea. And like just went up and do you not want to talk about that one?
That's my failure. I like talking about this.
Yeah, it was cool because it was just like, man, I want to be able to produce microgreens and sell it to local businesses, and that's exactly what you did.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, but then obviously yes, okay, it came with its own struggles and hardships and stuff that resulted in it not going any further, but you can talk about that too a bit after. But that was probably the biggest one that came to mind. There were other ideas that like you didn't do, and I'm trying to remember what they were.
Well, actually, you've hit exactly what I was trying to say.
Okay.
People, like, if you're telling, like, you have an idea and you go and tell your friends and it sucks, they don't remember it like a year from now. And so I think like that, like, just like test the waters. It's like you have an idea, go and share it. Like, I think that's what friends are for, especially like true friends. Like, it's like if you've built this relationship over the years, like be yourself, and if you are yourself and you find a friend, they know who you are, and it's like you don't need to fake it. And so Jacob knows that I just come up with crazy ideas all the time.
Yeah.
Right as this podcast was starting, Michael and I thought of a marketing idea, advertising idea, where we would just stand out in public and hand out pieces of paper to people, blank pieces of paper to people.
Okay.
And then Michael just picked that up and he's like, let's write something invisible on it. And then they just like, people come back and like, what the frick did you just give me like a white piece of paper? And then you're like, and then you like shine this like to light up the invisible ink, and it's like redemption or whatever brand you want to put on it.
Oh, interesting.
I just think that's a really cool idea. Will we do it? Who knows? But
who knows?
It's fun. It's like I just came up with something creative, and shout out to Michael on that. Like that, we worked on that together for 2 minutes. So
Lots of hard work going into these ideas.
So I think it's like redemption is a continual thing. Is like there doesn't need to be redemption in the first place, because redemption is a great idea. But what if you never needed it and you stayed at this point?
And it's the beauty is that we always need it.
We always need. Oh yeah, we always will fail.
Yeah.
But I mean, is like there doesn't always need to be the ups and downs with every single thing in your life.
Yeah.
Especially if you let it roll off your back. Like, bad idea comes. Okay, cool. Drop it. It's like, it doesn't need to affect you. But obviously, life happens, and you do need redemption in your life. So, yeah.
Well said. I like it. So that's your motivation.
Yeah. My intrinsic I have a lot of intrinsic motivation helping people and just like creative outlets, really. So
it's cool. And that's like a never-ending source too. So that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I have like all my background of faith and stuff that really propels me that intrinsically motivates me.
Yeah.
And
sure.
us as Christians, it's like we're supposed to love our neighbors, and if you're not working on, like, I think it's in James, faith without works is dead. So you need faith, and God will help you do the works through faith.
Like it.
Theologians out there, let's meet up. NT, right? Love you. Listen to your podcast all the time.
All right, so thank you for sharing everything you shared so far. But what are you up to now? What are you working on right now?
But what am I up to? So I'm currently studying, but I'm also currently working on an app. I think you both know exactly what app I'm talking about, but specifically to y'all that are listening, it's an app that basically helps you find and navigate the financial difficulties of work and life within an app of like, it's... I'm not really explaining it too well, but basically it's an on-demand staffing platform that connects you with a local employer for short-term contracts. I'm talking like grocery stores, I'm talking restaurants, I'm talking hotels, I'm talking just a bit of maintenance around, I'm talking about cashier work. You know what? That's simple. It's great. It provides safety because, I don't know about you, but I've always seen like Uber drivers and they get like assaulted or something. Whereas like it's a lot less likely to get robbed at a grocery store, well, at least where we are. But there's safety in that idea, as well as there's flexibility, like constant pay. I don't know about you guys, but Uber drivers wait a lot in their cars, or food delivery guys wait for the perfect thing. They'll cancel an order because it's not enough or something. There's a lot of waiting involved, whereas this is like you're waiting to find that shift, but it doesn't mean that you're like waiting trying to make money instantly. It's like, okay, I know that next Tuesday I have a job, and it's gonna be for this much money, and it's perfectly in my schedule, and that's what I've been trying to do. It's currently downloadable. It's called Nomad Shifts. So it's gonna be taking place here in Sherbrooke, Quebec. So if you're interested at all, feel free to download it. You can also hit me up at Nomad Shifts on Instagram. I will be the one responding. Nice. Yeah, a little personal touch there, But I've been working 2 years on this, and that's been difficult.
I bet, man. 2 years. I remember when you brought it up to us at the beginning and just like asking for feedback. Well, not even some feedback. But you were exploring the concept as a whole, just trying to see if it's something that would work. Asking us about like the jobs that we currently had. You're asking like all your friends about the jobs that we have, if it's something that could work. What are the responsibilities we have at our jobs? See like how much training is needed. And it's just cool seeing you go from like the research stage to where it's at now, almost ready to be fully operational. It's just really sick to see the progress. I'm sure there were many highs and many lows. Anything in particular you wanna go over with that?
Yeah,
Anything
I
that
do.
was go.
Yeah. So if you've ever heard of this brand called Redemption Ride, they may need some volunteers, or they might need some part-time hires to help sometimes. You never know. So a business like this may need someone to, you never know that if you ever want to learn how to make shirts, maybe they would do training like that. Maybe it's standing at a booth. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's just volunteering, coming to help out to see what it's like to run a clothing brand online and in person. And so I think this, like what this app offers, is the idea of, I can go and learn new skills. And this idea of novelty is really built into it. And this app also, you can volunteer through. We haven't fully finished that aspect of the app, but I think what's really cool, because I was talking about intrinsic motivation, is this idea of mini apps like this, it's really built into your idea as well, as like this idea of, I don't show up to this work. Let's say my car got stuck in the snow. I drifted into a snowbank. I couldn't make it to my shift. Many apps would be like, okay, you didn't show up. We don't know what to do, so we'll just kick you off because you weren't reliable. They, not all, and that's not always the initial reaction, but within this app, because you can volunteer, you can redeem yourself because you say, I had one bad fault. I wasn't able to make it. I had one bad review. I can go and volunteer at a local place and they rate me back. And it's like I did show up. I'm a part of this community. And what's really nice is that we can help people that are looking for things to do to find volunteer options as well to help their local communities. And I think that's like a really, really awesome aspect of our app is we're going to be, it's community focused. It's leveraging technology through community. So
that's really cool.
That's awesome.
So then how does it work when, like, because pretty much every job now requires like a bunch of hours of training and stuff like that. Like even heck Walmart, right? It still has like make you watch like 40 different 20-minute videos, something like that, just to start doing the job. So like how does that work within the app?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Great thought. Have you worked at Walmart before?
Yeah, I worked at Walmart for
I was like, that's a very oddly specific thing. I think so. Honestly, my honest opinion is we have an idea of how this will work, and it's okay. I've been a cashier. I've gone to many businesses. I'm like, how easy is it to be a cashier? And they're like, honestly, if you've done it before, 20 minutes. So obviously different places have different things, and if you have a different experience, love to hear about it. If you disagree with me, I would love to find out, because I don't want to be doing something that's awful. Try-harding for like 3 years and find out that you can't be a cashier in 20 minutes. So if you have that experience, let me know. But the idea is like, if you've done it before, you can do it again. And or some businesses will hire you for a week and it's stocking shelves at the local grocery store, or it's literally just doing the cashier, and or it's cleaning a motel. I literally, over the summer, I went to our local motel, and I've never cleaned motel rooms before, and I picked it up within 30 minutes, and I did a couple shifts. So much fun. Listen to podcasts while cleaning is like was actually huge, so much fun. I'm getting paid to listen to a podcast while mindlessly cleaning a room, and I got good reviews of like, I did a good job. And it's chill. It was so chill. So shout out to whatever that motel I worked at. I totally forget. It's in Lennoxville. I'll quote it later.
Cool.
Awesome. For anybody watching out there, do you have any advice or anything to some advice to give to people who either have an idea of something that they want to do, a business idea, or maybe like an idea that they might know is bad, they have to let go, or some advice for people who want to start something or have to redeem themselves in a way in the business world?
I'm a 24-year-old person with limited life experience,
but somebody else might be exactly in your shoe, like the same age or younger,
I think,
or older.
I think it's the idea of like, don't lose hope. The reason I'm being so vague is because it's hard to say, like, I can't give business advice to a just randomly, like, keep working, because like if you're working towards nothing, then you're getting nothing. So I think like the idea of like, how can you tell if an idea is bad or good? There's a really good book, and it's called The Mom Test. It's a book where it helps you figure out whether or not your idea is good or bad. And the idea behind it is get out and talk to people that you don't know, because I don't know how many people, like, you're my friends, and so it's like I come to you with an idea.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt my feelings, right? So I'm gonna say, if I come to you and you're like, I don't want to hurt his feelings. That's a great idea, Matthew. Yeah, not great. Like that's great in the friend. That's a good friend in the moment, but later on the road, you're gonna have to have a redemption moment, because if they're going down that path, then they're just gonna they're in an echo chamber, and so it's like you need to get out of your your room and really talk to the people that you're going to be talking to. I think, for example, for your brand, you know exactly who you're trying to target, and you've gone and talked to them.
Yeah.
And so keep doing that. I think it's go and figure out whether or not your idea is good, and the first step is to go and talk to potential people.
It's so true because going to friends and family, of course they're gonna support you. What are they gonna do? Like not support you?
Honey, that's a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I 100% agree with that. That's awesome.
That's not my knowledge. It's like get out of the building, and yeah, but don't lose hope. If it's a bad idea, I've gone through so many bad ideas, and I'm still not where, like, in terms of if you want like a hard number of like I've succeeded. Like I have $500 in my bank account right now, and I'm running an app. I'm going to school. I am living at home. Thanks, Mom. But it's like, there's ways you can make it work. Not everyone's in my situation of like able to live at home because of do the things, but like, don't lose hope. Find good friends, find honest, true friends around you. That's sometimes not easy, but sometimes the environment you're looking at is not where you should be looking. Change atmospheres, change environments. If you're not being able to find friends, and if you change new environments, it's maybe you.
True. So yeah, man.
Rehab.
No, but surrounding yourself with people, with like-minded people, is huge, and I couldn't agree more with that. And the other thing I wanted to add was that it's not necessarily your idea is bad either. Like the whole idea, it might just be a part of it. Like, okay, I've been doing Redemption Ride for a while, and the amount of times that I've just like, I know the idea is good, but the way I went about it made a lot of mistakes, and just had to go back and change that, restart, come up with new ideas and stuff. It's not always the whole thing is bad. It just might be the way you're going about it too. So if it isn't an idea that passes the mom test or whatever, and it's just still frustrating you, just think about the way you're going about it. And like Matt said, go ask people. Straight up, go ask people, see what they think, and honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, it's true. Even with all of the shorts and stuff that we're pushing right now on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, it's like, I remember I was watching a video at one point about kind of how to make them more successful in a sense, and the main thing about it is like, the concept behind them might be good, but it's just each and every time, if you really want to see that improvement, then just learn a new trick each time you do it, and then apply it, see how it works, right? Make something different about them every time, or maybe not necessarily different, but something new, something a little better to bump it up, whether it's a simple audio change, whether it's a certain transition, whether it's a filter, sound,
Just try something.
Try something and see if it works.
What about the content?
Well, yeah, and the content itself too. Well, it's like even if it's a good idea or like a bad idea, right? But or not so much a bad idea. Sorry, but so it's just always trying to change something in it, right, and trying to make it different. Because obviously, if it didn't perform well last time, then there was something not good about it.
Yeah.
So,
you will see that in the views. I've also seen. I'm not huge onto social media. I've gotten rid of my Instagram, my personal one. I go on it infrequently, and it's like, I heard that if you repost good quality stuff, like let's say you did 5,000 views, and it's like that's relatively a good video if your average is whatever, like significantly less than that, and then you repost it a year later and it goes like 6,000, or like it does 30,000 views. Maybe it's just the time that you're posting it at was not the time, or it's just not hitting the right people. There's so many variabilities involved when it comes to algorithms and things, that sometimes the content's good, it's just you're not posting at the right time. So here's something. So this is really bad, but what's a good stock? Okay, this is like stock market. I don't like the stock market. I've lost a lot of money doing the stock market. So I am not giving you stock market advice, and this is not financial, but what's a good stock to go into when a war breaks out?
Oil.
That could be a good one. Weapons.
I'm the wrong guy to ask.
What?
I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Weapons. So I think all the weapon manufacturers like had a significant increase in stock price when wars break out. What I mean by that is timing is really important. A lot of times timing and execution equals good stuff. So I think like, yeah, just keep going at it.
Cool.
All right. Sweet.
Thank you so much for that insight. Okay, cool. Let's move on, Michael. I think it's time for a game.
All right.
For our contestant here.
Alrighty. So for the game today, Matt, we are going to give you an object. It could be anything. And with your creative mind, we want you to create an app or a company around this object. Okay? Yeah.
We're gonna use a random word generator. It's gonna be like we'll make it like a noun. You know, like it's an object or something.
Okay.
Okay.
A
So
person,
it makes
place, or
it be easier
thing.
because if it was a verb like
Running.
well, running's easy. You make
Fitbit.
like the Nike app, but
There you go. That's an
but no. So we'll give you an object, and since you are an app creator yourself, we're gonna ask you to create an app around this.
Okay.
And you should be able to do it flawlessly with all good ideas because this is what you do, right?
Perfect.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm actually just gonna click this random generator button until I find something I like, because some of these are like helicopter is the word of the day for you.
Have you ever heard of helicopter moms? Well, no more. Do you have to deal with that? It's basically this app tracks how close your mother is to you and times it and realizes and helps you identify if your mother is a helicopter mother. And so basically it tracks, okay.
Oh, like helicopter mom, like if they're around you kind of thing.
Yeah, it can
right?
like
if
hovering
they're hovering
about.
over everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
This
okay,
app,
okay,
like
okay.
it in proximity, it's like, oh, they're always 5 meters away from you. Maybe you're just living in a small studio apartment or something like that, and then you're like, oh yeah, I knew that. But what if you're at school and you're like, what the heck? This app, Helicopter Mom, helps you find out if
How close your mom is.
how close your mom is to you at all times.
All right, your second word is king.
I like so this app already exists. You know what? Instead of like coming up with an app, I'm gonna shout out this app idea in general, and it revolves around toilets. This is on brand for so many of this conversation. We've talked about toilet paper, now it's toilets. I think there's an app out there where it's like whenever you go to the bathroom, you can click a button that says like I've pooped here, and it's like Throne King or something. And it's like, if you've pooped at that area for like the most, you're the king of that throne. And so the idea behind that is really just like you can claim your territory, claim your throne, flush away the competition.
That is the best idea I've ever heard.
Wait, that is so
That's
good.
so smart.
It's like,
This exists?
oh my goodness.
Do you have it?
I do not.
No.
Wait, I want it really badly. Because it's like, you know, it's the same like dogs too, right? It's like they pee in places, like claim their territory, but it's like you're claiming your throne. Oh my gosh.
That's a great idea.
I'm gonna put this back on you. This is not a part of the original script here, which is there is no script. Is how I'm genuinely interested. I'm not about an app. How do you see Redemption Ride growing in the next 2 years? Of like, what do you have? Not necessarily like secret in store, like, oh, we have this like big thing coming, but it's like, what type of improvements would you like to see in Redemption Ride, like in overall quality of whatever? Because we all want quality.
Yeah, so from a clothing standpoint, there's definitely that aspect of maintaining quality at a lower price, at a lower cost, to then sell it and have a higher profit, like a higher profit margin. Then the other aspect of it is we really want to focus on the content that this brand is producing. Above all, we want to be like a source of inspiration to help people unleash their full potential, achieve redemption and all of that. So our content has to be doing that first and foremost. The clothing is almost like a second thing behind it that then can allow us to do that, right? Because
It's an inlet.
Yeah, our podcast, I mean, we love you guys, but not much money coming in from this. So the content first and clothing second, but just ensuring that in all of it, the quality is just there and it's enjoyable for many.
What I think I love the idea because that's a differentiator right there. Right there. Your brand is not a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The shirts help you get to your goal of helping people redeem redemption, and it's like a conversational piece.
Yeah,
I love that idea. I have bought into that idea. I'm not a big clothing fan, so that's why I haven't bought like a ton of merch, but I do have a couple of your shirts.
Yeah, you do.
And I have told people about that in Switzerland. Shout out Thomas. Redemption, great story, great brand differentiator. How can you make redemption more part of the brand? I know this is more difficult work for you, but the idea of redeeming old clothing and putting your brand back on top, or of it's like been repaired, it's redeemed. Now the person wearing this is also redeemed, or is like they have a comeback story too. That is a beautiful brand consistency that I love. I don't know if anyone else would love that, but that's to me such a cool idea. That's significant. I'm saying that behind all the work. I'm not going to be doing it, so I know it's a lot more difficult. But yeah.
Yeah, that was something that, as you see Michael wearing there, a thrifted shirt that we printed on that has been redeemed in and of itself. It was a great idea. It was one that a lot of people were able to get behind. So we were super happy to put those out, and if we get to continue doing those, maybe partner with some thrift shops or something, could be a possibility.
I don't know who I have to hand the microphone back to, but what was the most difficult part of that idea?
You can give that to Jacob.
Yeah. Not much, to be honest. It was pretty simple. I had a guy who has a supplier for a bunch of blank vintage shirts, and so I bought some and printed on them, and that was that. And I went to a vintage pop-up event, got to meet a lot of cool people, get into that thrift shop space, and overall get
how much did you pay per shirt?
I worked with on a commission basis for the event, so the guy who I got the shirts from also was hosting the event. So shout out to EB Thrift Shop. We worked on a commission basis for that event, and then I bought off the rest of the shirts afterwards for a lower price too. And
because I know that thrift stores, I know this might make it harder, but it also might make it cheaper, and actually simpler. Thrifted clothing, I think we all know how thrift stores get their clothes, right? A lot of times it's either someone brings it in, donations, and or consignment. Yeah. So I had an idea roughly 3 years ago that basically was to take old clothing and redo it, not in the same way that you were doing.
Oh, right, I remember this.
Basically, I won't get into the whole idea. I maybe later if I get reinvited back on here, I can talk about it. But basically, the whole cycle of clothing is we donate it to a box. The box then gets sold to a thrift store potentially, and then if they're not sold, then it gets donated to overseas. There's so much clothing overseas that it's destroyed the local economy of people making their own shirts.
Okay.
Their own because they're just getting donated a ton of clothing and it's piled up. They just burn them.
Interesting.
What I mean is, what if you just grab it out of that cycle, redeem the shirt, because there's so much clothing in there, you are guaranteed to find something that something will buy, especially if you repatch something up. If there's a small hole, if you get good at patching or something, I know that's more work.
Could be a style though.
But you could, you've redeemed something and then you've upgraded it. It's upcycling, basically. And that I think would be such a cool idea. I did think about doing something similar at one point, But I'm like, you know what? I know Jacob is also somewhat doing that, and I think that was just like, I was like, oh, I'd love for Jacob to do that. But that's just me pushing you to do something that you figure out.
Yeah, it's definitely something where if the opportunity arises, there's a demand for it. Definitely not close-minded to it at all. I think we had fun doing it. Cool, awesome. Thank you so much for everything you have to say. I appreciate it. You guys, you can stay on while we continue there. We're just gonna go over our inside scoop that you guys have been waiting for, and a few announcements. Ain't that right?
That is right.
That is right.
That is right.
Because we're not wrong. No, you can stay here if you want. Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Bye, Matt. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, inside scoop. We got some ice cream scoops for you guys today. I got 3 of them actually. So I'm gonna just go over these real quick. Or Michael, you want to go over the first one? Tell them what's up.
All right. Well, for the first one here, you might have noticed, but you're like looking at Jacob here, and you're going, "Whoa, what's that?"
Well, I was
Like,
thinking more behind us. Look behind us. I changed it up. Did
Oh,
you even
shoot.
notice? Oh, didn't even
behind
see.
us. You're like, man, there used to be, because I know there's many frequent watchers here. There used to be hoodies here, right?
Oh, a hoodie and a shirt, a different shirt.
A hoodie and a shirt. But
He
now if
doesn't
you
even
look
know
here,
it's
you go,
behind him.
wow, what is that? What's this and that?
Ooh,
These are our new shirts that are coming out
this week.
this week.
They'll be out by the time you guys see this.
Exactly. And yeah, they'll be out in, wait.
Wow, that's what I'm gonna say. So thank you. You introduced the new shirts.
They'll be out.
All right, so new shirts. Got 2 beautiful colorways here for you guys to really just represent the redemption that we experience every single day. Got some like a nice long tee, nice fitted, thick cotton, all the good stuff. We're doing a pop-up shop at Bishop's University Tuesday. Well, yeah, it's already gonna have happened after you guys see this, but this Tuesday, November 28th, we're gonna be at Bishop's University doing a pop-up shop where these shirts will be released. Like I already said, it's gonna happen before you guys even see this.
Yeah.
But we're gonna release the shirts at the pop-up shop exclusively for people in attendance, and then make them available to you guys online afterwards. So
Yeah.
keep an eye out for that. They're gonna be popping up on the website really soon.
Yeah, and if you live near the Montreal area, make sure you check out our Instagram if you want to be at our next pop-up shop. There'll be locations and stuff like that whenever it's going to happen.
Coming out soon. All right, snow is also upon us, so hopefully you'll be starting to see us making some snowboard content this winter at the ski hill, bringing redemption to the slopes like we love to do. So keep an eye out for that. You know, we love the snow. It's always been a core part of where we came from as a brand, and so we want to keep redemption on the slopes as much as possible. So with that, thank you guys for listening and for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. We hope you were inspired and are further on track to unleashing your full potential and achieving redemption in every aspect of your life.
Speaking about being inspired, I know I'm inspired by our shop prices. If you subscribe to our Inside Scoop right now, click the
Yes, sir.
link in the description of our podcast, and you'll see 10% off your first order
That's right.
and an exclusive access to the Inside Scoop, knowing what's happening with our company before the others.
Look at that. Just for you. All right, guys, we're inviting you guys to tune in on our next episode where we'll have another special guest. So keep an eye out for that. And with all that,
Ciao.
ciao.